Hi YouTube, this is VidHead85 and I want to talk a little bit about reparative therapy. I remember, quote, reparative therapy. I was watching X-Men one night and it was the second one when they had the cure. And Storm was saying there's nothing to cure. And I basically feel that same way about reparative, quote, reparative therapy. Because of the simple fact that you're breaking this person. You are breaking this person to believe that all they have to do is be straight and everything will be okay. Just like an individual who's transgender who feels that once they transition and have the SRS, everything will be better. They'll still have some of the same old problems and the same old issues that they had before. They'll just have a vagina or a penis. Same thing with the whole ex-gay deal. They'll have the same old issues, the same old things, but they'll just pretend to be different. These places rely on behavior as a way to say if you're gay or not. If you like the arts, if you don't know how to change a tire, you can be taught how to change a tire. You can be taught how to play football. You can be taught so many other things. But if you're artsy, if you play the piano, if you dance, if you do anything that is traditionally divided off between masculine and feminine, and you're on the feminine end of that spectrum, you're gay. And you have to stop those behaviors. Well, the problem is behaviors don't exactly influence your sexual orientation. Some people are as macho as can be, and they're gay. Some people are as queenie as can be, and they're straight. It happens. Some people are so we have those with both sides of the spectrum. And this whole ex-gay therapy deal, it basically makes you feel as if everything you do they scrutinize every single thing you do. Like if you talk with your hands. If you talk with your hands and you're very expressive. People talk with their hands in the first place. That is a natural thing to do. No matter what, when we're excited, when we're scared, we all talk with our hands. Whether it's in English or Spanish, sign language. We talk with our hands, period. If you even one ex-gay survivor story was that they were in the mall and they were going to going someplace and they wanted to be able to go to the mall as regular hetero young boys without doing anything gay, I guess. And they passed by a Godiva chocolatier. And one guy really loved chocolate, like that was one of his outlets, I guess. And he's sitting over there, and they're basically almost having like a panic attack. I mean, come on, you shouldn't be having a panic attack over chocolate. Chocolate's good for you. Just don't eat too much of it. So anyway, they're sitting there they're sitting there, and they're a group of four, and they keep getting closer to the chocolate place, and they're just pulling each other away. Like they're so guarded that they can't even enjoy a trip to the mall. They're so guarded that they can't even enjoy playing basketball or something, or what they're probably forced to play basketball, to be honest with you. They're so guarded that they can't enjoy being themselves. And that's what ex-gay therapy does to you. It gets you so guarded to where you're scrutinizing every single thing you do. For nothing. All for naught. Because what will end up happening is you will know people who commit suicide. You will know people who attempted suicide. Sometimes you don't even know what happens to them afterward, but there is this unspoken fellowship that you have because you went through this. And there are even some people who have used the guise of ex-gay camps in order to have sex with young boys in that camp, and what can they do other than tell? And even then they'll probably be like, no, you're just telling us this because you want to get out of here. You're just telling us this because you want to be gay. And where did you learn this behavior? In fact, being gay is not learned any more than being straight is learned. A friend of mine asked me if I was taught to be gay, and I said, were you taught to be straight? And he said, no, it was innate. And that's exactly how this was, how being gay is. It's just innate. It's a self-awareness that you have, and then you come to it and you realize, whoa, This is what it is. Even though you may not have a name for it when you're younger, which I didn't know until I heard the word faggot and gay and gay is a boy that like boys. I remember one time this guy was like, yeah, they busting booties, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? But it is not gay and lesbian people who sexualize us. It is the right who does that. It is, it's the religious right who says, hey, how can a man put his junk in another man's butt and poke around in fecal matter and call it love? Like, I'm sorry, but what is this with your obsession with anal sex and fecal matter? Honestly, I think that legislator from New Hampshire was probably into scat or something to be so crude about it. But anyway, and with that kind of pressure, even coming from law enforcement, or even, well, hey, law enforcement, if you're gay bashed, they're probably going to say, hey, you shouldn't be doing that in public. Doing what? Am I bending him over and screwing him up the ass right in public in front of you guys? No, we just kissed. We just held hands. That is something that really irks me. But again, that we have the larger society. We have people who are maligning gays all over the place and calling it truth. But when gays bash back, then that's sacrilege because they were speaking from a place of sincere beliefs. Cut the bullshit. You're simply hiding behind your beliefs to disguise your hatred of gay people. A lot of times that's it. Now, there are some people who don't. There are some people who just believe that, and they are cordial to gay people, and they treat us like every other person. Despite that, I understand that there are people who do that, but by and large, they are the exception to the rule. So, this whole X-Gay thing, I feel, is a sham. It is a waste of money. They charge you $10,000 for a cot. I mean, hell, $10,000, that can be placed on a house. They abuse young children as well. They abuse their minds, like they're scarred after all of this, and they don't talk about their stories because it's reliving it all over again. All that shock therapy, all that, just everything that they go through, it is a literal hell. And for someone to say that this is helping people, that is, I would liken it to just the worst thing that you could ever do. To abuse someone and say that they are being helped. And to convince someone that they're being helped. Even when their psyche is being scarred, like Kirk. George Alan Riekers decided to try therapy on this young man who eventually ended up killing himself. And our society allows this when they allow people to do this kind of research, to have this kind of facility, and even given it federal funds while they decry government spending and government grants, or all that kind of federal subsidies or whatever. But all of that, I just know for a fact is just, I can't find a rational basis for allowing such a place to stand unchallenged. The only way that those places exist is because of a bias against homosexual persons. And this is something that we need to definitely speak out on. I don't feel there's anything to cure. There's nothing to repair. I have known since I was 7, and that's all there is to it. So YouTube, if you are a survivor and it's difficult to tell your story, I know. I understand. There is a turmoil that you went through that is unlike anything else. But if you are a survivor and you are able to tell your story, we need to hear it. If you can't come from a religious background, share your story with us. Rate, comment, subscribe. What was your experience like? What did you do? You can look up a lot of stories on YouTube and elsewhere regarding ex-gay survivors, and you can see what they went through. One couple from Connecticut even found love in an ex-gay camp, of all places. But then again, you have a bunch of queers together who don't want to be queer, and then later on they realize, oh hell, it's no use fighting it. So let me know what you think. And also comment on California's attempt to outlaw reparative therapy on minors. Have a great day, YouTube. Signing off.